of delay. So my name is Jarek. I come from Poland, but I live in London last 13 years. And you know, without being too gloomy and too, you know, we know the numbers of people, not only Jews, but Roma, Sinti, disabled, homosexuals, Polish people, lots of, you know, from Slavic countries. They all, you know, it goes up to 11 million, and that's really scary. But what, in preparation for today's event, I've been listening to some of the stories from the survivors, and one of them really, or speeches, and one of them really struck me that Auschwitz didn't fall from the skies. It didn't just happen. It started with Aryan kids were not allowed to play with Jewish kids in Berlin. The Jews were not allowed to shop before 5 p.m. for bread and butter. At some point, they were not allowed to take baths in the same pools as Aryans, right? And when we think about it, it starts with the division between us and them, between the sort of healthy core of the nation, the falsely understood pride of, you know, we want our country back, whilst those other people are the danger. In recent years, we see it in America. We see it here. You know, migrants are to be blamed for all the bad things happening. Migrants are to be blamed for, you know, like your mayor said, you know, the crisis, the austerity. It's all because we came here at some point and took someone's jobs. It's the, you know, those little things become normalized. There is a language which is used, you know. Another thing which struck me as well in those memories, that even victims were getting used to it. Even Jews were getting used to being treated as second-class citizens very slowly. It was like, okay, you know, we're gonna shop in the evenings. Okay, we're gonna congregate in our own groups. And then a few years later, it just became normal that those people were those people were enemies. In Poland, where I come from, well, at least when I was at school, it was very important for us to go to visit Auschwitz and other concentration camps. It was important to carry that message, carry that memory, and see it. You know, as kids, 10, 12-year-old kids, we were shocked. We didn't get it. We didn't understand what exactly happened. Why would someone create a system where you would give people numbers, when you would take away their shoes and put them in the boxes, when you would skin them and make, you know, lamps out of it? It was just completely shocking. And then the older I get, the more I understand that in the era of, you know, Bolsonaro, Trump, Orban, it doesn't start there. Hitler didn't win the election in Germany by saying, I'm gonna build gas chambers and gas all the Jews. He won the election by saying, I will make Germany great again. I will make this country clean of the bad, of the unhealthy, of the, you know, of the plague. You know, apart from being a Polish migrant, I'm also a gay activist, and I'm looking with terrified heart and mind what's happening in Poland right now with the right-wing government. About 30% of counties in Poland declare themselves LGBT Free Zones. LGBT Free Zones. I will let it rest a little bit because during the war there were Jew-free zones. There were in Poland, in my hometown, which lost, my hometown of Łódź, lost 30% of its Jewish population. There was always, when I was growing up, there was always this hole in this bleeding wound of those, lovely villas, houses, the biggest Jewish cemetery in, the longest running ghetto, which was running all the way up to 1944. When I hear someone saying that, including my hometown has been declared LGBT Free Zones, does it mean that I'm not welcome there? Does it mean that those countries do not want me? If we see people say, the same with refugees, if you say refugees not welcome, what message does it say? First they're not welcome, then they can just be sent somewhere, in we don't really want to know. There is one more quote I want to say from one of the Polish authors who was a Auschwitz survivor. She said that people doomed other people to that fate. It was people who were able to create a system and create a situation when other people were less of a person. And we need to, if this happened once in Auschwitz, if this happened again in Darfur, if it's happened again in Balkans, if it's happening right now with gay purge in Chechnya, if it's happening to Rohingya people, if it's happening to families on American-Mexican border, what stops other countries or other leaders from doing exactly the same thing? Recently I had to, this is gonna be a little bit political, but I just have to say it. Recently I had to register for, to be able to stay in this country. And I couldn't stop but wonder, first there will be papers, then there will be, I will need to wear some sort of sign, The next thing, I will need to be deported or prove that I'm in danger, this country is deporting LGBT asylum seekers because they cannot prove that they're gay enough, to countries where they will be stoned to death. So the main message I think I want to convey is Holocaust didn't just happen. Holocaust was a result of ignorance, of fake news, of propaganda, of things which we are witnessing today. And we cannot be indifferent. By standing back and looking at things from afar, we're choosing the side of the oppressor. So we need to figure out where we stand. And I'm really glad that those events like today, we've met in London at the conference, and we had lots of chats about, people will tell us, oh, Muslims hate gays, gays hate Muslims. All those things are, they will put us one against another, but we cannot let them put each other against one another. We need to stand together, and we need to find again this slowly boiling, dangerous times we live in. Thank you so much.